This is the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G and it's the first smartphone to come with a 200 megapixel camera. Wow! The charging speed is also insane on this smartphone thanks to the 180 watts fast charger that it comes with. Infinix claims that this smartphone can charge from 0 to 100% in 12 minutes. If that's true, man, that is wild. Of course, I did my independent test and I'll be sharing with you the charging time that I got. The Infinix Zero Ultra 5G is loaded. I mean, it comes with 8GB of RAM that can be expanded to 13GB of RAM. Powering this smartphone is the Mediatek Dimensity 920 chipset. It's a 6nm processor and it comes with a 6.8-inch 1080p AMOLED waterfall display with a 120Hz refresh rate and a 360Hz touch sampling rate with HDR support. Opening the box, the first thing you're going to see is the smartphone. It comes in two colors, Coastlight Silver and Genesis Noir. The rear of the Genesis Noir model is made from leather and glass, while the Coastlight Silver has a glass rear. Now back to the box, it comes with a customer service card, 1.5GB of data from MTN, a SIM card ejector tool, a film screen protector, an expert card. You get a limited edition animated NFT when you scan the QR code. It comes with a TPU case, a USB Type-C to 3.5mm audio jack adapter, which means this smartphone doesn't come with a 3.5mm audio jack. It comes with earphones that connect to the USB Type-C port, USB Type-C cable, and finally a massive 180 watts fast charger. Now let's talk about the build quality. You already know that the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G has a glass rear and the camera bump is also made from glass. The frame feels like it's made from aluminium. I'm not entirely sure, but when I scratched it, I think yeah, it's made from aluminium. Moving to the front, it doesn't have Corning Gorilla Glass protection, which is a letdown considering the price of this smartphone. Now, if I wanted to chat with a lady, this is a smartphone I would pick because it isn't heavy at 211 grams. It's easy to hold and use for long hours thanks to the curved display and the slim frame. Sadly, the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G doesn't have an official IP rating, which is expected for smartphones within its price range. But I know Infinix, this smartphone might be water resistant and maybe they didn't bother to get it certified. You know what? If this video gets 1000 likes, I promise to make a water test video to see if this smartphone can survive being dumped inside water for 5 minutes. Now moving to the external features, this smartphone has two microphones, one at the top and another at the bottom. It has stereo speakers that sound really good. The speakers vibrate the rear of this smartphone, which is something I really enjoyed, especially when I played games. It has a dual SIM card tray with dual 5G support. It doesn't have a memory card slot. It doesn't have a 3.5mm audio jack as well, but it does have a USB Type-C port which you can connect the bundled earphones with. Now on the right side is where the volume and power buttons are located. The power button has this green accent if you're observant. Now moving to the rear, it has three cameras, a 200 megapixel main camera, a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 2 megapixel depth camera with flash LED lights. Now flipping the smartphone around, it has a 32 megapixel front facing camera with flash LED light, which is lacking in most smartphones nowadays. The Infinix Zero Ultra 5G has an in-display fingerprint scanner and it's accurate. Unlock speed is on par with flagship smartphones. It also has the face unlock feature and the unlock speed is fast. And now let's talk about the display. The Infinix Zero Ultra 5G has a 6.8-inch 1080p AMOLED display that is curved. The display has a refresh rate of 120Hz. Navigating the user interface is butter smooth and it has a touch sampling rate of 360Hz. It's an HDR display, which means watching content will be fantastic on it. The colors look very vibrant and contrasty. For the brightness, it peaks at 900 nits, making this smartphone usable under direct sunlight. I'm actually impressed with the display of this smartphone. It looks very much like the display you will find on flagship smartphones that are more expensive. It's the best AMOLED display Infinix has ever used on any of their smartphones. It's that good. So the display is good, but what about the performance? Well, I'm happy to report that this smartphone feels snappy, partly thanks to the high refresh rate of the display and the processor that it comes with. Powering the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G is the Mediatek Dimensity 920 chipset. It's a 6nm processor. Thanks to the processor, this smartphone can capture 4K videos with flagship-grade noise reduction. Gaming is smooth on this smartphone. This smartphone supports dual 5G SIM cards. It has Wi-Fi 6 that delivers high speed and stable connections over Wi-Fi, and it's power efficient. Now, taking a look at the synthetic benchmark scores, the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G has a score of 487,126 in Antutu, and if you check out the rankings, it's just as fast as old flagship smartphones. For the Geekbench, it has a single core score of 712 and a multi-core score of 1,955. These are good numbers for a mid-range smartphone. When it comes to gaming, the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G is easy to hold. The stereo speakers sound great and it vibrates the rear of this smartphone, which I like. GPU is important when it comes to gaming, and the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G comes with the Mali G68 GPU. For PUBG, it played the game at HD graphics and ultra frame rates. I played PUBG for 30 minutes and this smartphone didn't get too hot to handle thanks to the advanced cooling system that it has. It has 11 layers of heat-dissipating materials to reduce the core temperature, and I think it works. Now, moving to Call of Duty, it handled the game well. It played the game at high graphics and very high frame rate. The smartphone didn't break a sweat, it handled this game like a charm. Now, moving on to Genshin Impact, which is an 18GB game. Lord have mercy. I didn't experience any lag while playing this game, and I played the game at medium graphics settings with no heating issues. As a gaming smartphone, the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G is a capable device and I have no complaints. Now, when it comes to multitasking, the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G comes with 8GB of RAM that can be expanded to 13GB of RAM, and it does a good job in retaining apps in the background and launching them quickly. Android 12 is the operating system on this smartphone with XOS version 12 as the launcher. Infinix took their time to revamp and improve the XOS launcher, and it shows. It has a whole lot of new features which deserve a separate video on its own. One of the new features is you can delete a screenshot after sharing it, and that's going to save space on your smartphone. You can now swipe down from the app drawer to go back to the home screen. Thank you, Infinix, for doing this. You can enable noise reduction to suppress background noise during a call. You can record calls on this smartphone. That's not new, but it's there. And you can lock all the apps on this smartphone, including the messaging app. As for Android updates, no official word from Infinix if the Zero Ultra 5G would get Android 13. It would mean a lot if Infinix can come out and officially announce that their flagship smartphone will get software updates for 2 to 3 years. And now let's talk about the cameras. The Infinix Zero Ultra 5G comes with a 32MP front-facing camera and it captures good details, as you can see. The pictures look sharp and the colors look accurate. Dynamic range is also good when you take pictures outdoors. Now, for photos captured indoors with a fair amount of light, the 32MP camera does okay as well. Overall, I think the front-facing camera is alright. Portrait pictures look good, it adds a bit of smoothing and contrast, but it looks alright. However, the separation of the subject from the background, it's a bit off, but it still takes good-looking portraits.
Alright guys, so here's a video from the front-facing camera of the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G. Right now it's shooting in 1080p, 30 frames per second. It can also shoot in 1080p, 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, no 4K over here. But what do you guys think about the video and the audio quality coming up from this smartphone? From the display, it looks brilliant. It looks very, very good. Anyways, the phone is making me speechless. But anyways, what do you guys think about the video quality coming out from the 32MP front-facing camera of the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G? It looks very nice, guys. Very nice. Alright guys, now using the front-facing camera, it has a feature called Ultra Steady Mode, and what it does is it crops in and stabilizes the footage. So if I run, let me just jog a bit. If I jog, the footage should be steady. Now this is using the Ultra Steady feature on the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G.
Now, moving to the rear, the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G comes with a 200MP camera, a 13MP ultra-wide camera, and a 2MP depth camera. The main camera by default captures 12.39MP photos, which look good, but when you turn on the 200MP mode, it grabs more details, which is evident when you zoom in. The size of the pictures captured using the 200MP mode is huge. It ranges from 50MB all the way to 80MB for one single photo. But as you can see, you get more details out of it. Pictures captured using the main camera look natural and saturation isn't boosted. Looking at the pictures it captured, man, it captures very good and sharp images, I must say. Night photos look on point. Just look at how clear it is. This picture was taken around 10 PM. Switching to the 13MP ultra-wide camera, the first thing you're going to notice is the colors don't match the main camera, but Other than that, it looks sharp and yeah, it looks good. The ultra-wide camera can also take close-up shots, but for macro shots, I would advise using the main camera and zoom in as it shows more details and adds depth of field.
Okay, now switching to the rear camera, right now it's shooting in 4K, 30 frames per second, and what do you guys think about the quality? Let's zoom in a bit and see that Nigerian flag. This is 10x zoom, coming back to 1x. What do you guys think about the video and audio quality? Shooting in 4K 30 frames per second. I'm using the 200 megapixel rear camera to make this video. What do you guys think about the video and audio quality? It's handling dynamic range well. I mean, check out those clouds. It's doing a good job in handling dynamic range. This is shooting in 4K 30 frames per second. I haven't activated ultra steady mode. Now let me just jog and see how stabilized the footage is. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. And now I'm using ultra steady mode and I'm jogging. Doing a much better job. Much better job. So right now I'm using the 30 megapixel ultra wide camera to make this video. What do you guys think about the quality? It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all.
Now, powering the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G is a 4500 mAh battery. Actually, it has two batteries, two 2250 mAh double cell batteries connected in series. I mean, I played games on it, I took a lot of pictures, made a lot of videos, I installed all my apps, the screen brightness was at 100% and I got around 6 hours of screen on time, which isn't bad. But then again, if you're an heavy user, you most likely will need to charge this smartphone twice a day. And speaking of charging, using the 180 watts charger that it comes with, here's the breakdown. 0 to 100% took 19 minutes 45 seconds with this smartphone turned on. I mean, that's not the 12 minutes Infinix claim, but that's because they carried out their test in the lab. I just grabbed my phone and connected the charger and that's the result I got. But still, the charging time is impressive. It's also important to note that fast charging doesn't damage the battery. In my test, the smartphone didn't get hot to handle and it's perfectly safe. And now for the price. The Infinix Zero Ultra 5G costs 383,000 naira or $531. For the pros, the build quality is good. It's a 5G smartphone. The waterfall display is stunning, the performance is good, the main camera is incredible, and the charging time is ultra fast. For the cons, it doesn't have Corning Gorilla Glass protection at the front and rear, it also doesn't have an official IP rating, and the colors of the pictures captured using the ultra-wide camera doesn't match the main camera. Now back to the price. Considering that you can buy a used flagship smartphone for the same amount, would you go for the Infinix Zero Ultra 5G? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. We've come to the end of this video. You can check out my review of the Infinix Note 12 VIP over here. It too has fast charging. My name is Tunde from Valor Reviews and I'm signing out.